We're here today as part of our European Shared Green Deal renovation scheme. Yvonne and Ian invited us to investigate his planned renovations work in his own home. There's a group of us here, members of the Knowledge Network, and perhaps we could ask you, first of all, Ian, exactly what you're proposing to do or what you're actually involving yourself with at the moment in renovations wise.
The installation of photovoltaic panels, and again, if you'd been here yesterday, they weren't here, and miraculously today they have appeared. There were two fireplaces in the house, both with open chimneys, so we've again, as a part of the process, we decided that we were going to cap one of them until the building work had been completed, because it was non-functional anyway. It was just acting as a draft for the house. And the other one, the other open fireplace, we've actually this week on Tuesday just had an inset fire put in place, reglazing the whole house with triple glazing. But some kind person informed us that the with the quality of the glazing that's already in place, it's double glazing, that there probably wouldn't be a great deal to be gained by going down the triple glazing route. So we've actually decided to abandon that. Because it's a dormer, it has knee walls in the upper floors, and we were struggling to know what to do with that there, but spoken to Damien from Superior Insulation, and he told us that probably the most appropriate solution would be to apply foam insulation to the eaves.
And it's unbelievable the difference now. You know, it's reduced the amount of heat required from our heat
the
pump.
spray foam was applied about 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
even within that period,
You could feel it.
we've noticed a huge difference
Yeah.
in terms of the temperatures in the upper floor. When you would get wind coming from the south, as you say,
Yeah.
it would be absolutely.
Blown
I mean,
out.
well, you
Might as well be outside.
but need ear defenders actually,
Yes.
sleeping upstairs, and that's no longer the case. And the access doors to the eaves. I mean, we used to have to put weighty objects in front of them to try and keep them closed, because they would just blow open.
Yeah.
We also are planning, the boiler that's there is 20 years old and is highly inefficient. And so we're planning on having that replaced at some point in the near future with hopefully a condensing boiler. Yeah. For example, the radiator thermostats that are there are again from 20 years ago, and I'm not sure about how accurate they are or whether they're functional at all. But so they'll be replaced. We had originally considered wrapping the house, and again we were advised against it by different people, so we decided to go down having the cavities pumped with bead. In terms of the insulation, which I haven't mentioned, is we've discovered that there was insulation in the loft, but it was from 20 years ago and was not really up to today's standards. So again, today that's actually being.
And is that the same insulation as the?
No, it's a cellulose based. They blow this material into the attic to, I think it's about probably 6 or 9 inches deep on top of what's there already.
Oh, great.
I don't know, is it possible to see some of the work in progress, or can we actually see what's happening?
Well, I can show you the drill pattern and where we've drilled the holes and stuff
Okay.
like that. That helps.
You've actually finished the filling already?
We finished the pumping, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So that gable is still a lot of the holes open. We can
Okay.
go on that side and have a look.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see them here,
Yeah, so you see the
holes.
hole pattern there, and you could probably see the polystyrene beads.
You blow in the beads into these little holes. Yeah, with a bun.
So it's very light, made from polystyrene.
Yeah.
Kingspan Eco Bead is the product that we use.
and they actually seal up the complete
Seal up the
in
wall completely.
this
So the
space.
entire elevation is completely filled now.
Yeah,
So
and
if there was any little
it compensates for
holes
pointing.
in the you know, the boards that are inside, you know, maybe
Yeah.
they weren't cut tightly and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is a fairly regular occurrence. And it's got an adhesive that's sprayed onto it as it's gone into the wall. So it's a loose bead, but then it bonds together with the adhesive that's sprayed onto it as it's been injected into the wall. So it's quite effective. Yeah, and the first step in any insulation, if you have a cavity wall, that's first thing to do. Well, we did this house in one day, so 3 men for one day.
Can we look at the fixed? So,
So
okay.
there's the hole there.
Say, what the U value of the twin leaf wall was originally, and what it would be now, when it's filled.
So there was a 60 mil aero board, so a 60 mil board of polystyrene insulation in here. So the U value on that before we pumped it with concrete wall inside and out, 0.55, somewhere in that region.
Okay.
After pumping it with EcoBead, we'd have it up to about 0.3132.
Okay. So
just enough improvement.
That's a good step. It's almost half the heat loss, potential heat loss through the wall.
Yeah, it's not far off it. Yeah.
I believe now when you fill all the cavities in the wall, you'll have to leave some holes in the wall for ventilation, for natural ventilation in the house.
Yes. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. That's a building regulation. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It seems to defeat a large part of the purpose of the whole thing.
I know. Well, it's one of those things.
Can you show us exactly where it's happening, or have you done anything yet?
We fitted one in this room where there's an open fire or a stove or a cooker. We have to fit them. So you see it up behind the curtain rails.
Oh yeah, I see. So there's a cover on it. Yeah.
There's a cover on it.
And what size?
That's a 4-inch pipe.
A 4-inch pipe. Yeah. Okay.
So every room has to be ventilated. Yeah. No, that's the easiest and cheapest option is just put a hole through
on the wall.
But in a lot of cases, you know, houses like yours, for example, has a ventilation system. So it's
this is the point. Because it's to a substantial extent defeating the purpose of the vent, of the insulation.
A little bit, yeah. But the proportion of hole to the proportion of
the wall, is relatively small. Yes, but it'll allow drafts.
Yeah.
And particularly in a windy spot like Louisburgh.
Yeah.
Here right on the edge of the Atlantic.
Health and safety, you know, with carbon monoxide. On a winter's night, you're going to have a lovely fire burning, no vents, no fresh air, and a build up of carbon monoxide, and you might not wake up. So we don't want that.
Yeah. But the alternative would be to put in a ventilation system, a forced air, and with heat recovery. Yeah. So that what you were blowing in, you were heating with what you were taking out, extracting. Yeah. Things that you can actually stick into the individual holes. And you can control the operation, I think, remotely. And I believe that they have a heat recovery. That these things can have a heat recovery.
They have, and they're a cute little thing. It's got like a ceramic filter on the inside of it, and the fan oscillates, or not oscillates, it reverses. So it'll go forward
and back.
Yeah, for 90 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
It'll pull in.
But when it's pushing out, it'll be heating up this ceramic thing, so that you're actually recovering the heat.
That heat off the ceramic then when it's going out. Yeah,
and
so
I believe these can be initiated by some factor in the house, like moisture or levels or something like that.
Possibly,
they can be automatically controlled.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, no, I think I heard some.
They do need a power source though. So you have to get electric.
That's true, of course. Yeah. So you have to bring wires up.
Yeah. We're going to be starting to blow in the cellulose, which is a recycled paper insulation. That's going into the attic in a few minutes. We're blowing in cellulose insulation, which is recycled paper. And it's pumped from the back of the van through a machine through this pipe, and we just blow it out loose on top of the. There is attic insulation up there, fiberglass. So we're putting another layer. There's about 200 mil thick on top of the fiberglass that's existing. So that's essentially what we're doing. It's a fairly simple process. It is a little bit dusty as we're blowing, but might be interesting for you to have a look at it.
Okay, Damien. Well, listen, thanks very, very much for that. Okay.
What we have here is 2 rows of panels, all right? There's 8 panels on each row.
Eight.
And they're 430 watts, all right?
430 watts each,
430 watts each, yeah.
giving a total
That's 6.8 kilowatts.
6.8 kilowatts, and they're facing directly south.
They're facing directly south. They were lucky with the site.
Yeah.
We had loads of room so we can orientate them.
So we're getting the
perfectly
maximum potential output
maximum potential output
from them. Yeah.
Here, because there was a slope in the ground.
Yeah.
You can see how there's steps
Steps,
here
right.
as well. So that worked out really well.
Okay.
A single row, as you can see here. Garrett, if you want to fixed onto a base, you have a few options when you're doing this. You can either go with, say, a ballast system where you put down a strip at every leg, or you can go with a raft.
With the whole raft.
Yeah, a lot of people prefer the raft system because it's a weed suppression as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
some people, and the cost of doing
The full raft.
the full raft
As
versus
against?
the ballast system, there isn't a whole lot in it. So a lot of people actually go with
Go for the
that.
full way, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it helps with the weed control as well.
Right. Yeah.
That is your mounting system. That can be adapted as well.
Yes.
To a screw system if you just want to put them into ground, but you want a really good ground, really good soil that you don't hit
Any stone, rock.
or
Yeah,
anything
rock.
like that.
Yeah.
So most of them around here, when
Okay.
we're doing that, we find that we're either hitting bedrock or hitting some kind of stone.
Yeah,
So this
okay.
is a 6.8 kilowatt system. We're going
Right.
to put in the inverter. We have a duct ran up to the shed there.
Okay.
So the inverter is going in the shed there.
Okay.
And the battery is going in the
Storage
shed.
batteries as well.
Storage battery,
What?
yeah.
How much storage is he?
I think
putting?
it's a 5 kilowatt battery.
5
at this
kilowatt.
moment, at the
Kilowatt
moment.
hours. Yeah.
Kilowatt hours. As Jim keeps correcting
So
me.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's been very instructive. We learned a lot about the solar panels and obviously the various types of installation. Also, we had our client, our very kind client Ian. He told us a lot about his plans for now and for the future, and I think discussed many aspects of renovations and the significance.